Howdy folks, what's going on there? So I have a bit of dating advice for everyone, or you could just call it relationship advice. Something that I wish I had heard a long time ago and something that I really got, and that is that you should stop dating. You should just be by yourself and learn what that's like. Or look at yourself and think to yourself, why is it that I think I need to find a partner? Because there's this myth, this fallacy that we all need to go out and find our better half, or we need to find someone that completes us. Because there's this subliminal subconscious message that we're not good enough and we're not whole and complete by ourselves. We need to go find someone else. We need to go get married. We need to have kids. And most people are worried about, if I'm not married by a certain age, then people are going to think I'm weird. And maybe you're not supposed to get married. Maybe you're not supposed to have kids. Or not that you're not supposed to, but it's like, maybe you're not in the best position mentally, emotionally, all that, to be with someone as your best authentic self. So yeah, why do you want to be with someone so bad? And also for men, the best thing you can do if you're looking to improve your dating life is to stop watching porn, because there's so many ways that it just changes your thinking in a negative way, how you feel about yourself in relation to women and how you think about women. Because let's say you masturbate to porn every day, then you go out to a bar and you see a woman, you have this filtered image of what she's supposed to do for you, because you've been taught subconsciously that women are supposed to give me sex, and it's all digitally enhanced, and it's very theatrical, and you don't see all the work that goes into it and all the, all the gross things about the porn industry and all the emotional damage and physical damage that's done to women and everyone involved. But you see a woman and you have these kind of ideas floating around in your mind that you probably aren't conscious to. And it just lowers your self-esteem, because if you see a really hot woman on the screen that you're doing that too, then you see a very hot woman in person, you kind of relate to her as somebody who you watch get railed by another guy who's better looking than you. Or maybe if you're not as good looking as me, but you're looking at you're viewing them as like, it's virtual cuckoldry. So cuckolding is when you physically watch someone have sex with your partner. But porn is virtually watching somebody have sex with someone that you want to have sex with, and they're strangers, so it's not as personal, but it's virtual. So yeah, which I mean, I can speak very candidly because I was very much there. And the really great thing about this whole quarantine, like the first thing I really got to deal with was, oh, I can't go out to bars anymore and just talk to women and try to have sex with them. And I really had to look into myself, and then having the thought of, oh, I'll just watch porn, I'll just get my needs met that way, was a very alarming thought to me. So about a month into this quarantine, I finally took Josh's course to quit, and I've been off it for 6 to 8 months now, I'd say. I relapsed in June, but I got off it in April. And so, since June 11th was the last time I watched it. And yeah, now I'm about, 65 days. No fap hard mode. And I don't really want to just have sex with anybody now. And I'm okay with being by myself on my own most days. And, not on any dating apps or whatever. And more opportunities are arising because I really, truly don't care. I used to try to be posturing and I don't care, and I'm trying to act like I don't care. Like, how do I not care? Like, looking up, Googling shit like that. How do you not care? And then I just wouldn't ever get the answers I was looking for. So the relationship with yourself. If you don't have a relationship with yourself, a good one, how are you supposed to have a good relationship with other people? If you can't even be in your own company without any exterior stimulation, then you're probably just going to think when you're with someone else that they're bored with you, because you get bored with yourself. You can't just sit and meditate or sit and just like sit and eat a meal without distractions. We're also so trained to be distracted all the time, to be looking at our phones, to be shopping for things, and have our insecurities infiltrated with all this technology, and thinking that we're not good enough. Back to that, like we need someone else to complete us. We need this product to complete us. We need to whatever. We need to look good enough, and so many expectations out there about things. But if you're really just okay with yourself, with who you are, with what you're not, with anything and everything about yourself to a degree where you're like, okay, I don't mind being alone, and I wouldn't mind if another person came into this with me as well, then that's a good spot to be in. And if you're constantly working on yourself just for yourself, then it doesn't matter who else is involved if it's for you. And then you get to a point where you're like, I know I'm good enough. And if a woman pops up and I am attracted to her, I'll go and talk to her. And if she doesn't think I'm attractive, then it just wasn't a match. It's not meant to be. If it was meant to be, she would have said yes and we would be hanging out at some point. But this whole like red pill or pickup thing, it can be very much posturing to, like, I used to Google or YouTube a lot of like how to be more charming, be more charismatic, body language that attracts women, blah, 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 all these dating videos. I was obsessed because I thought I needed to have sex to be validated or to feel good about my life. Like, having sex with attractive women was the number one thing in my life. And I knew, deep down, that it was only fulfilling that urge for that time. And it wasn't really getting me any closer to anything profound about being alive. That's my roommate laughing. I don't know if you guys can hear it. And yeah, it was extremely disappointing because there was this expectation of, either I want to go out and get laid, and if I don't do that, then it was a failure, or I got rejected and nothing happened. Now I'm upset about that, or I do go out and I do find a girl and I do have sex with her, and then it's like, oh, well, wasn't that great? Or, there was a hotter girl that I really wanted to go get with and I couldn't get with her. Yeah, it's a whole thing, and there's a lot of weird feelings and memories of laying in bed with a girl that I just met that night, and we're like laying in bed holding each other, but it feels like we're so distant. Like we tried to find this feeling, this happiness, this joy, this like pleasure in each other, using each other's bodies, but we're really disconnected on a soul level. We just connected physically, and it was really shallow and dark in a way that was hard to describe. But it was both there. I'm sure we both knew it. And yeah, I don't know. It was fun at the time, it seemed. But as soon as I left or they left, it was just like, all right, now I'm still in my body, and I did this thing that I'm always trying to do, and I don't feel better. I feel worse. Because we're always looking externally for what's going to satisfy us when none of it's actually going to happen. And it's only going to happen if we can just be with ourselves and accept ourselves. So if we can become best friends with ourselves, then there's really nothing that we need from anybody else. Or nothing we need to chase. So that's really a big part of relationships, is being, how's your relationship with yourself? We're not taught that in school, really. Noticing your emotions, noticing your thought patterns, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And watching porn is a huge aspect of a wounded relationship with the self, in my opinion. If you need to watch strangers fucking on a screen, then maybe there's something to you that is not healed. As people that do that, I don't imagine they're healed. I imagine they have a lot of wounding themselves, and you're receiving that energy whether you know it or not, and you're releasing and getting rid of your own extremely powerful energy by doing it to that. There's a lot more going on to that and to everything in this reality. So just consider that. You really don't have to do anything at all, actually. The best thing you can do is nothing. Just lay on the ground or lay in the grass if it's warm out where you are, and just focus on your breathing and notice your thoughts, your body, notice your surroundings, and just work on being okay with that and being okay with yourself, because it's all yourself. It's all one. So, yeah, guys, gonna be doing more stuff like this. Wonder who that is. All right, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Peace.